Carl Sagan. 2 weeks ago on Bill Maher, Wendell Pierce suggested that privatization of the public sphere was a reaction by the white ruling class to the rising minority populations and an attempt to preserve power structure and keep control in the hands of white elites. I thought it was an interesting hypothesis I've never heard before, but I couldn't help wondering about the neoliberal policies' influence in European countries. And to my knowledge, most of those aren't going to see whites as a minority in the future. Perhaps I'm wrong. It's a great thesis, though, and I'd be interested to hear if there's a writer who has linked rising neoliberalism with a rising demographic shift in the U.S. My sense is that just makes it a twofer. But I think the idea is we just want to keep the power structure as is. And part of that power structure is that minorities are on the bottom. And I think that's a bonus for them. And I think that there is de facto racism in that perspective, because we know that within the context of the power structures in this country, generally speaking, minorities are on the bottom of that totem pole. And so any edifice that you support or create that maintains that status quo not only reinforces the power structure, but also continues to subjugate minorities.
Well, and don't you think from the more the Republican end of neoliberalism that racial backlash is obviously part of just the sales pitch and the politics?
That's part of the sales pitch,
yeah.
but that's
no,
different.
that's not a driving force.
That's
but
different. We got
yeah.
to separate the policy from the politics of it.
Right.
The fact that it continues to suppress minorities is a selling point, like I say, of those neoliberal policies. And there's different audiences that are more open to it. But I mean, you look on like the charter movement, you know, that whole waiting for Superman propaganda, that was aimed at liberals and moderates, right? We're going to empower minorities by privatizing schools, which of course is, I mean, it's not the case. It's a good sales pitch.